Racing to the 2020 Breeders' Cup. This time we go to Keeneland, and it's a short summer boutique meet as they replace the spring meet for a July. And let's take a look at this Maker's Mark Mile. They'll be mowing the lawn at Keeneland, starting off with this 10-horse field. Number 1, Ombre. Ombre, really a grade 2, grade 3 type horse. I like the inside draw, and Javier Castellano is definitely a plus. His best chance to win this is to wait and hope that a quick pace develops, and then he can get maybe a clear jump or a better trip than some of the classier horses in this race. High Crime is a little bit overmatched. He's got 2 wins lifetime and 9 lifetime starts. He's more of a turf sprinter. He's going to try to stretch out that speed to the 1 mile distance. I wouldn't be surprised if they scratched High Crime. Parole is another one, 0 for 3 at Keeneland, more of a grade 2, highly optional claimer. He was claimed for $80,000 last year. And I think right now they're just kind of trying to find a spot for him. The purse is good in this race, and I think they're just going to try to pick up some of the pieces if the race falls apart. He has got forwardly placed speed. Raging Bull, one of 3 horses coming out of that Shoemaker Mile out west, and Raging Bull took advantage of a fast pace. 5 horses were near that front end of that pace in the Shoemaker Mile. Raging Bull got a good trip. Rosario sticks on. He does have a win at Keeneland, and he does have some big wins in his resume. Now, he did lose to Bricks and Mortar a couple of times last year, but it looks like he is poised to have a strong 2020, as he had kind of a variety of excuses in 2019 for Raging Bull. He's going to be your favorite on the tote board. English B is a closer and a long shot for Calumet Farm. They've got 2 horses in this race. 5 for 15 lifetime, grade 2, grade 3 horse. Best running is done late. He is going to try to pick up the pieces on a fast pace, and I do like that outside draw for him, especially he does have a little bit more tactical speed than Raging Bull. Now, Everfast is one of those long shots for Calumet Farm. 1 for 17 lifetime. It's been a long time since he's won a race. First time on the turf after 17 career starts on the dirt. Working well and ran a good race the last time. A fast Brisnet speed figure for him that would put him in contention here on the turf. He lost to Owendale, so he's got a little bit of class backup in some of his pedigree past performances. Amos, Connor Murphy sends him out. Ran at Churchill Downs, Keeneland, Woodbine. Another closer. He ran in the Wise Dan Stakes the last time. That was kind of a blanket finish with Parlor and English B, and the winner Factor This. Amos finished the worst of them, but he did have a little bit of a bobble inside on the stretch. I think he could run a little bit better. Now, the big trip note horse is Without Parole. He was boxed in the entire lane in the Shoemaker Mile, and he finished 3rd. A lot of people saw that trip. Irad Ortiz is going to ride this time. This horse is going to get bet down because of that trip. I'm not so sure he'd beat Raging Bull anyways, but a mile's his best distance. Again, he's had 2 true trips this year. Ran in the Pegasus World Cup Turf, finished 11th, and then came back with that solid effort out west. He's been training at Belmont Park, and Without Parole, probably one of the top 2 favorites. MEC Shares was 2nd to Raging Bull. He took advantage of that fast pace the last time in the Shoemaker. He's going to try to be one of the better closers in this spot. John Velasquez rides. MEC Shares, he's got the class. He's always capable, and he's got solid 98, 96, 98 Brisnet speed figures. And the horse who set the pace in the Shoemaker Mile, he finished 5th. Better than looked effort was War of Will. You know, he could set the pace here this time. Not as much speed. If he can slow that down to more like a 109 and change, even a 110 and 2, War of Will could be tough on the lead in this spot. I think his best running in these races is going to try to be the pace setter. I don't like this draw for him, drawing on the outside. He's going to have to use a little bit of that energy early, and that's going to get him into that motion. He has been working well. He worked well for the Shoemaker. A little bit to like here. I think he's going to be about 10-1 final odds. War of Will, who was 5th in that Shoemaker, could be overlooked in this spot. I think if he could slow down the pace, he's got a shot. I also like MEC Shares, and for some reason, I think English B could get the jump on a few of these horses. I really think this is going to be a jockey's race and kind of a pace setter who gets a good trip in this race, but Raging Bull, definitely your most likely favorite along with Without Parole. Who do you like in the Maker's Mark Mile? Leave a comment below. Hit subscribe, and remember, share this video with all your horse racing friends. Remember, we're trying to get to 700 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button as we race you up to the 2020 Breeders' Cup and 2020 Kentucky Derby. We've also already got a preview of the Indiana Derby up. We're going to be previewing the Bluegrass Stakes and the Ashland Stakes later on this week. and follow me on Twitter at Derbyologist.